Hello footy fans, welcome to Bev's Footy Tips for Week 2 of the 2022 AFL Finals Series. It's the semi-finals, but firstly, how good was Week 1? It was the best opening to a final series that I can remember, that is for sure. All games were superb, sensational. It was a cracking start, and now we move to the semi-finals. 2 games, both at the MCG. They should both be rippers. Cannot wait for them. Let's get in now to Bev's Footy Tips. Let's begin with taking a look back at my tips last week and seeing how many I got right. So I'm tipping Richmond to win the second elimination final, but I'm going to tip the Sydney Swans. I'm tipping the Cats. I think they'll be hard to beat. Sorry, Collingwood. I'm tipping the Dogs in this one, putting faith in my team. So I finished with 2 out of the 4 matches correct. That's half of the matches right. And now we move on to the first of the semi-finals this weekend. It's Melbourne taking on the Brisbane Lions at the MCG on Friday night at 7:50 p.m. Melbourne have to use their double chance after losing to Sydney in the qualifying final by 22 points. They weren't too bad in that game. They did have momentum in periods of the match, but in the last quarter they had so many opportunities inside 50 and only scored 4 behinds, and that was largely due to Sydney's pressure, but also I think it was due to Melbourne's forward game and their structure up there, and that has been a concern for me leading in to this final series. They're of course taking on a Brisbane Lions team who just snuck over the line against Richmond in the elimination final by 2 points. It was thanks to Joe Daniher kicking a goal in the last minute or so of the match to put Brisbane through to week 2. These two teams have met twice this season. Melbourne have won both the matches. In round 15 at the MCG, it was Melbourne by 64 points. And then in round 23, just 3 weeks ago at the Gabba, it was Melbourne by 58 points. So it's fair to say the D's have been way too good for the Lions this season. Melbourne have won the last 4 against Brisbane too. I said last week that I don't think Brisbane will be much of a threat this final series. I do stand by that despite the win over Richmond, but I do think they're going to find it hard to beat Melbourne this weekend. So tipping the D's by 25 points. I'm expecting Melbourne to be too strong and to come away comfortable winners. It's worth noting as well that the Brisbane Lions have lost their last 11 games at the MCG, which is a big concern. Then we move to Saturday night for probably the best out of the 2 semi-finals, I reckon. It's Collingwood taking on Fremantle at the MCG, 7:25 p.m. start time. It's going to be played in front of a sold-out crowd, mostly Collingwood supporters, but I've been told there's going to be a fair few Fremantle supporters there as well. Should be a good game, of course. Collingwood, they need to use their double chance after losing to Geelong by 6 points in the qualifying final. I think it's fair to say Collingwood were the best of the losers in week 1 of the finals. Like, they were the better team for a majority in that game, but the Cats were able to find a way to win late. But Collingwood, they can walk away from that game with their heads high, and if they do the same against the Dockers, then I think they're a chance to win. The Dockers, well, they were amazing in the way that they came back and won the match against the Western Bulldogs. They were 41 points down. They were in all sorts early in the game, but then they found a way to come back, and it was thanks to the likes of Sarong, Walters, Brayshaw, even a player like a Miss, I thought, played a really good game. And the crowd really did help them out as well. The atmosphere and the noise coming from the crowd at Optus would have also been a contributing factor as to why they came back and won the game last weekend against my Bulldogs. But these two teams, of course, met back in round 10. It was Collingwood who won on that occasion by 36 points at Optus Stadium. It was a wet day. There is some showers forecast for Saturday, so that could play in the favour of Collingwood. But Freo, they have a good record in Victoria, though, so they're travelling to the MCG to play in front of a mostly Collingwood crowd, but they do have a good record in Victoria this year. 5 wins from 7 games. I think this is a 50-50 game. I feel like this game could go either way, but I'm leaning towards Collingwood as my tip in this one. I'm going to tip Collingwood by a narrow 4-point margin. I just feel MCG, mostly Collingwood fans will be there. I think Collingwood will find a way to win, but both these teams are good stories in 2022. Collingwood weren't even expected to make the 8 by most people, and, well, I didn't even know where Freo would finish this year, to be honest. So, yeah, tipping Collingwood by 4, but definitely wouldn't be sad to see Fremantle win, and I think it'd be great to see Fremantle go all the way and win an inaugural premiership, but, yeah, tipping Collingwood in the last of the semi-finals on the weekend. So in summary, I'm tipping a Geelong v Melbourne prelim and a Sydney v Collingwood prelim. So there you go, that's Bev's Footy Tips done and dusted for week 2 of the 2022 AFL Finals Series, the semi-finals. Really looking forward to it. I know my team is not playing finals anymore, but I'm still looking forward to seeing how the rest of the final series plays out. Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to press that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the content that I upload to this YouTube channel. But until next time, enjoy the finals this weekend. Catch you later.